Welcome to Dunkirk, on the coastline of France, not far away from England, somewhere around there. Kind of sad, but also a bit of joy, springs in the history of the Second World War.
So right to the left of me is Dunkirk Beach. One of the most important episodes in recent history happened here. But to a lot of people it may just look like a gorgeous beach where you'd like to vacation, which is exactly what one middle-aged Austrian who hadn't traveled that much must have thought of in the 1940s. Well, he got to see the beach.
For us in Europe, the Second World War left a pretty deep scar. And Dunkirk, as you already know from the famous movie, because there was a movie and there were many movies about this war, is, well, not the battle that you want it to be, but it's more about the resilience and the personal victory of people who actually fought in the war. At the time, in June 1940, France was nearly occupied, and eventually it was completely occupied by the Germans, because, there was not much left to be defended by the Allies, which were England, France, and later on the US. The coastline was still inhabited by some soldiers who were fighting for the freedom of France, and unfortunately it couldn't succeed. So in the end, a very wise man, Winston Churchill, decided that all these soldiers should be evacuated. The problem is that here the waters are really shallow, so the beach is really wide. With shallow waters, and the rescue ships couldn't reach the shore to rescue the soldiers, and there were a bunch of soldiers that needed to be rescued, and the German tanks were just waiting nearby to attack the ships. So that didn't work as planned, and eventually local fishermen ships and normal people from England decided they're gonna sail here and they're gonna rescue their soldiers, and that's what they did. And overall, they managed to rescue about 330,000 out of 400,000 soldiers. And I know that's not a 100% salvation act, but still it's pretty major. And human life is human life, and we should treasure it. And that's why, well, after they basically were saved and they left of France to be under German occupation, France lost. But as the story goes, later on they recovered and they won the war, and France became a country of their own once again. But the Battle of Dunkirk still remains in our memories and hearts as the day when a lot of soldiers won their life back. As of today, Battle of Dunkirk, or the retreat of the soldiers of Dunkirk, is considered one of the most glorious defeat in all history.
In many places where we go, you see people who are obsessed with history, and it's usually World War II history if it's Europe. And there's no other place that they're more obsessed with than the beaches here in France. And this is Dunkirk. The other one is, of course, Omaha Beach. And I guess this is a famous place because the good guys lost, but because they didn't lose all of their troops. They lived to fight another day. And that's why we don't speak German today, which in itself would not be such a bad thing, but you need to consider all of the other things that go along.